Hi, everyone. It's been so fun to interact with you and learn about your research and to be here. Thank you, Bahar. I am Nana Obayashi. I am at EPFL, working on designing bio-inspired soft robots. The underwater world is full of resources, and actually water covers over 2/3 of our planet. It's really important for us to monitor the biodiversity, and we need to keep the waters really healthy. In order to do that, I build robots so that they can monitor the environment, monitor biodiversity, and integrate seamlessly with these animals. So these fish, the soft body and the environment are really tightly coupled. But how do we design these robust and efficient robots for complex environments? My approach to designing physically intelligent robot bodies is to consider three things: the environment, the body, and the brain or the controller. I focus a lot on the body. So take this squid robot, for example. There are so many interactions going on. There's interactions from the rigid body and also interactions from the fluid. The robot also puts force into the fluid environment, and there's also internal interactions going on inside of the legs. So we can say that the design is coupled between the body, brain, and the environment, and it's really important to consider all of these things together. In one of my projects, I focused on a soft passive tentacle. As you can see, if we actuate it in 1 degree of freedom, it creates a thrust in this direction. If we change the frequency of the actuation or change the length or the material of the tentacle, it behaves in really different ways. But it's really hard to model this because it's in the fluid environment. So how do we capture and understand these complex interactions to optimize robotic performance? My approach was to create a very low fidelity simulation so we can capture just some of the underlying physics. I used computational fluid dynamics and physics-based modeling, and then I combined that with experimental data. Then we can try to minimize the error between the experiment and the simulation and identify a transformation matrix, so then we can transform the simulation to then optimize the robot. In our design parameters, we had actuation frequency and composition ratio. What I mean by composition ratio is that I used 2 types of silicones, one stiff and one soft. So the composition ratio is the amount of each material to use on each of the legs. I have experimental data and simulation data shown here, and in my approach, we take a small amount of experimental data, small because experiment costs a lot of time. And then we identify matrix M, so we can then transform the simulation. Then we utilize this transformed simulation to identify the best composition ratio to use for our robots. Then we found out that compared to the baseline arms, the optimized tentacle is actually able to travel at double the speed. And this is only by changing the composition ratio. We didn't change anything else like the size or the actuation frequency. So this is a really important example of how we can use intelligent bodies, so we can optimize robot performance. Sorry. In my research, I make a lot of robots, and intelligent body design enables robots to achieve greater efficiency and robustness. Thank you so much.